outside to UC San Diego and Notre Dame.
Classic example, Alan, of a crew breaking the race apart early and just staying on top of the race from that front running position. They got out as far as they reckoned they needed to be and then just sat on the rest of the race for the rest of the race course.
Our Jumbotron off right now. They're working on getting it set up for you. However, the Jumbotron is a feed from our main directorial station, which does have a complete recording of all of the races today and from yesterday as well. And if you wish to have a DVD copy of any race that has been run at the Crew Classic and will be run this afternoon through the rest of the day, you may purchase it at the merchandise tent. That's at the main entrance of the San Diego Crew Classic, just down below the large tent that is on the grassy knoll. Just $15 buys you a special remembrance of the 2011 San Diego Crew Classic with the outstanding camera positions that we have up and down the race course. Set to go will be the Women's Collegiate 4 plus Cox in their grand final. This is the first time we've had this particular category at the San Diego Crew Classic, and we're looking forward to an outstanding race. Event 77 coming up.
At the starting line, the aligner's flag is up. All 6 boats are in position for event number 77, Women's Collegiate Varsity 4 plus Coxswain Grand Final. Lane 1, UCLA. Lane 2, USC. Lane 3, Stanford University. Lane 4, Oregon State University.
UCLA.
Lane 5,
USC.
University of Oklahoma.
Stanford.
Lane 6,
Oregon
University
State.
of Iowa.
Oklahoma. Iowa.
Crews have been polled.
Attention.
Here we go.
Go.
And we have a start. Event number 77, Women's Collegiate 4 plus Coxswain Grand Final. Very clean start. All 6 crews. USC, UCLA battling as always for the lead. Coxswain sitting in that Formula One position, looks over, sees where they stand with crews around them. But as we approach the 250-meter mark in lane 2, University of Southern California is the leader, followed by UCLA in lane 1. Then out in lane 5, it's Oklahoma. Also on the hunt in lane 3, Stanford University. Then all the way outside to the Iowa Hawkeyes. The 6th place crew at this point, Oregon State. Right now, it's USC with a 6-seat advantage over UCLA in that 2nd spot. 3rd position goes to Stanford. 4th position, University of Oklahoma. 5th, it's Iowa in lane 6. The 6th spot goes to Oregon State. Crossing the 500-meter mark, it's USC first, UCLA, Stanford, Oklahoma, Iowa, and then Oregon State.
The Women's Collegiate 4 with Coxswain Grand Final, competing for the Karen Plumleigh Cortney Cup, and lane assignments, UCLA in lane number 1, and our current leader, University of Southern California, USC in lane 2. Stanford working out of lane 3. It's Oregon State in lane 4. The Oklahoma Sooners out there in lane 5, and lane 6, Iowa Hawkeyes.
Well, this race is going according to form from the heats. The 2 crews that were fastest from the heats clearly were UCLA and the University of Southern California. They've achieved some separation from the rest of the field at the moment, but USC are really taking it to UCLA at the moment and have achieved about nearly a length's lead. The rest of the crews in the race: Iowa, Oregon State, Oklahoma and Stanford. They all have times from the heats which are very comparable, so we should see a real fight for that third spot. Maybe that fight will push them on to the UCLA crew, who are currently in second place.
Southern Cal in lane number 2 on our lead. They have to look to their shore side and be aware of UCLA. And outside, they're beginning to open up against Stanford. Then Oregon State and Oklahoma have a little bit of a bug tussle going on, with Iowa on the outside fading. USC moving along smoothly. Women's Collegiate 4 plus Coxon.
This event new this year, Alan, for the first time, and it's in order to give the regatta the full complement of the 3 events: the first Varsity 8, second Varsity 8, and the Varsity 4, which are contested at the NCAA Championships. At the business end of the season, in a month, 2 months' time, we're going to see crews seeking to perform very well in all 3 of those categories in order to try and secure a successful bid for selection to the NCAA Championship Regatta.
University of Southern California being egged on by their musicians on the shoreline, continue to hold the number 1 position. UCLA trying to keep within striking distance.
And they've done that well. UCLA were in a position where they might have been dropped, but they've dug in the third 500, have not lost contact with the University of Southern California.
And then we need to take some attention to the outside. Oklahoma has picked it up and trying to get back into it. However, USC continuing to have their way, and they are on the lead. Oklahoma on the move on the outside, UCLA along the shoreline, and then Stanford, Oregon State, and Iowa. UCLA has picked it up just a little bit, and they along the shoreline trying to catch up with USC, as we have more action on the musicians front, with Stanford getting some encouragement from the shoreline, but so far to no avail. USC continues on the lead. UCLA on the shoreline, and continuing on the outside, Oklahoma begins to sneak up ever so slightly. Then looking at Stanford also beginning to make a move. Outside to Oregon State and Iowa. USC to the bow markers, the buoy markers first, with about 150 meters to go. Then it is UCLA along the shoreline, outside to Oklahoma. Oklahoma still trying to hang in there, as Stanford has picked up their pace with their musical accompaniment, but it might be too late. Oregon State, and on the outside, Iowa. This is the University of Southern California now being pressed by UCLA. On the outside, Oklahoma, Stanford, Oregon State, and Iowa. Back to our finish. USC has it in hand and in command. USC across, then UCLA, And it looks like Oklahoma sneaks in there for third, and Stanford picks up the fourth position outside to Oregon State and farther outside to Iowa. Take care of your business, so let us take care of you. The Corporate Wellness Program at the Cushman Wellness Center can help you reduce healthcare costs. To learn more, dial 1-800-82-SHARP. The Bridgepoint Education Holiday Bowl invites you to come out and take part in the Wells Fargo Outrigger Challenge and Luau. That'll be on Saturday, April the 30th, right here at Crown Point Shores. To find out more, check with www.holidaybowl.com for more information. We've had some great racing.